What's up, everybody? I have a special live for you today. I'm going to be joined by some really unique guests for today's live. We're going to be talking about the gold rush and your gold rush. So I'm currently reading Outliers, which is written by Malcolm Gladwell, and I keep coming with these lives talking about different frameworks, different ideas, different things I'm getting from it. And I was reading a chapter about how the Jewish immigrants who came to the United States in the early 1900s, the late 1800s, became lawyers and doctors, and really what it was tied to was more of their ancestors of working in the garment industry. And by working in the garment industry, what these ancestors showed these future lawyers and doctors was work ethic and meaningful work. And so that's where I started thinking about the gold rush. And I was thinking about how when we're doing meaningful work, we can actually become wealthy in different ways. And so where the gold rush ties into that is people were rushing out to California just to find gold for just a reason of getting rich. Whereas other people were creating Levi's jeans, like jeans for these people doing it, or selling shovels and selling picks and sifters. While they were doing that, they were creating meaningful work in their lives, and they're the ones who actually became wealthy. And so this started prompting ideas in my mind as to, I'm 43 years old. I'm living in a time where YouTube is really flourishing and acting is flourishing. Where can I use my skills of public speaking, of being on camera? Where can I use my skills to be able to also create meaningful work that can become profitable work? And in that thought process, I started thinking about my next guests that are going to be coming on here, and how I might be able to use my skill and expertise in public speaking, in camera work, in acting, in theater, and be able to use some of that skill and expertise in their lives. So we're going to be joined by my very first guest, and her name is, come on the set and tell us your name. Hello.
Hi, my name is Tenley Esposito.
You're Tenley Esposito. How old are you?
8.
You're 8 years old. You have to think about that for a minute, huh? You have a birthday coming up?
Nope. But in about a few months,
All right,
it's
cool.
April 19th, so.
All right, great. So Tenley, you and I were talking a little bit about this morning, about this idea of creating a business around the skills that you have and the things that you enjoy doing. So tell me, Tenley, what is a skill that you have that you would like to share with the world?
Well, I like to...
Make sure you talk to the camera.
Oh, I like to sing, I like to act, I like to do ballet, I like to do jazz, I like to do all this stuff. So Michael, you pick one.
I think acting is one of the ones that you've told me before that you would like to do as part of all of those things. So let's go with acting.
Okay. So
you have a skill in acting?
Uh-huh.
Okay. How do you see yourself using this skill in a meaningful way?
I see it as I can act, and I can, we could sing while I'm acting. Like when I did my Frozen play, I did singing, and I like to do acting.
So you like to do singing and acting. So you're a musician, you play the guitar, you sing, and you enjoy acting. So you see how those skills are able to be a part of being an actress, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's something that you watch that we were talking about earlier this morning, and that this right now is on. Where can we bring those skills to life for you currently? Where's that place?
At home.
On video.
On video!
On YouTube. Right? So what were we talking about this morning? Creating a YouTube
channel!
Yeah, creating.
And my dad loves it.
So what we talked about this morning, Tenley, was taking your skill of acting and singing and being a musician and using YouTube as a platform to share it, right?
Yeah.
And so what happens when you put it on YouTube? What can that create for you? A what?
A channel.
A channel which could become a what?
A YouTube channel.
Which is a
channel.
A business.
A business.
So it's creating a business. And now going back to our idea of selling the shovels and pitchforks to the gold miners, now using that idea, what can we do with this business, this YouTube business? Is it to become a YouTuber, or is it to maybe make it easier for other people to become YouTubers that we talked about?
To make it easier for other people to become YouTubers.
Yeah, so the idea, so around this book, what I was talking with Tenley about this morning is, around the idea of this book is that rather than focusing on becoming a YouTuber, what if we focus our strengths of acting, of public speaking skills, of camera work, of camera skills and everything around creating a YouTube studio for future YouTubers? And we both got really excited about that, right? I thought that's a pretty neat idea. So this is kind of just an idea that we're playing with based off of the teachings that we just took in. Thank you, Tenley.
You're
Great
welcome.
job.
Thank you, Michael, for having me here. Hashtag my dad. Bye.
You're welcome. All right. So just to kind of like bring that whole thing together of what I just shared with all of you is what Tenley and I discussed this morning was this idea of creating a YouTube channel. She wants to be a YouTuber. She wants to be an actress. And so what we talked about was, what would her YouTube channel look like? And then I came in with what we're talking about here, which is taking the idea of selling the picks and shovels and using it in the YouTube world of, rather than being the YouTube creator, although she can be that, for me personally, where I would find a lot of meaning in this is, one, I get to work with my daughter, but two is that I can create a studio that would support future YouTubers with camera production and editing and everything. Now, it's not to say that I'm creating this business. It's just a idea that came out of this that I'm sharing with all of you as an example of ways that we could take our expertise, ways that we could take our skills and our knowledge and apply it to the problems that are around us today. So the problem around us today would be a person like Tenley, well, not Tenley because she has me, but someone like Tenley who wants to be, who's an aspiring YouTuber, may not have access to a camera or a microphone or a studio. And so they would need a place to go to become one. And so Tenley and I can support that. I don't know if we're creating this business or not, although maybe it would be a great one to create. We'll have to get back to you all on that one. But it's just an example of it. I have another guest here who's going to share a different perspective on this. I'm going to ask her the same kind of questions, and we're going to see what she comes up with. We didn't have this conversation, so please come on to the set and introduce yourself. What's your name?
My name is Denise.
How old are you?
10.
10?
Yes.
Awesome. What grade are you going into?
5th.
5th grade. So Denise, tell me about a unique skill that you have that you would want to share with the world.
Dancing.
Dancing? Okay, so what we're going to do with this unique skill is what I did with Tenley this morning. We're just going to do it live on camera now. We're going to create a business around dancing using the idea of selling the shovels to the gold miners, right? So you have this unique skill of being dancing. And how can you see your skill? How can you see dancing solving real world problems today, solving issues that are going on today in the dancing community, that is? What about your knowledge or expertise can help others in dancing? Just tell me what comes to mind first. So I know the way I asked the question was a little complicated. So let me ask it less complicated and less confusing. You're a dancer, yes?
Yes.
You're a dancer? Okay, great. And how many years have you been dancing for? You don't know? Well, you've been dancing since you were a baby. So how old are you?
10.
So probably about 8 years. Since you could walk, you've been dancing. All right, so you have 8 years experience. What parts of dance do you know? What have you taken?
Ballet.
Ballet. Make sure you look at our audience.
Ballet.
You've taken ballet? Okay. And in ballet, what do you know about ballet? Do you know the ballet positions?
Yes.
Yes? Tell me one of the positions.
First position.
First position. Do you think you'd be able to teach somebody first position? You would? Okay, great. So you'd be able to teach somebody. So you have knowledge in the different dance positions, yes?
Yes.
And our focus would be on ballet, yes?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so in my second question there, my question is, how can you help others with your skill? That's a better way of asking it. So how can you help others with your skill of what you know about ballet?
By teaching them my skill of ballet.
By teaching them your skill of ballet, great. And how can you share that? Is it through a studio? Is it through YouTube? Is it through a studio? Okay, great. So you can solve this by sharing your knowledge through a studio. Awesome. Okay, so now let's take this idea of what we have. So let's think about the business. So what would be the business? That you would be an instructor and open a studio?
Yes.
Okay, so you'd be an instructor and opening a studio to help
Dancer?
To help future ballerinas?
Yes.
Okay, great. So I think what you just did was you went in directly into selling the shovels. So what I mean by that is you could have said that through your knowledge and skill of ballet, that you're going to become a ballerina and you're going to dance on stages and you're going to become a ballerina. And so therefore you'd be going after the gold, which is a great path, by the way, everyone. Just because you're going for the gold, this is not a bad path. It's a great path. It's just different in terms of formulating a business. It's just a completely different path. And what we're talking about today, that is. Today, what we're talking about is not just going for the gold, but creating all the resources around those going for the gold. And so what Denise just did was, rather than just going for the gold of becoming a ballerina, touring the world as a famous ballerina, what she would like to do is open a dance studio where she can be an instructor and maybe hire other instructors. So that's expanding, hire other instructors for future ballerinas, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they might be going for the gold, and you would support their desire, yeah?
Yes.
What do you think about that? Do you like that idea?
Yeah.
You like that one? That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Denise, for joining us today. You want to say goodbye to everybody, all your fans?
Goodbye.
So today was a unique live, and it was all about looking at the resources that we have around us, applying our unique experiences, the experiences that we've created over the years. So I came from a world of acting and a world of sales, and I've taken those experiences and started a public speaking business. And in my public speaking business, I did something very similar to what we just talked about. I started my public speaking business to get on stages and to speak as a keynoter and to only speak on stages. Now, trust me, if you want a great keynoter, hire me for sure. But I've changed, I've pivoted my business because that was a little bit different in terms of like learning how to get those gigs. What I was really good at, hey girls, what I was really good at was instructing others and teaching others how to become great speakers. That's what I became really good at. And so I've taken the experience of being a great keynoter and started doing what we're talking about with the Gold Rusher. So that would be me going for the gold as being the keynoter. And what I've done is I've now taken that great experience and that great knowledge of public speaking and started teaching it in workshops and teaching it in one-to-one coaching. And by doing that, I am creating meaningful work for myself that I'm really happy about. And at the same time, I could still go for the gold. So what I'm sharing here is that just because you create the resources and use your experiences to help others doesn't mean that you can't go for the gold. So Denise can go for the gold and become a great performing ballerina, and Tenley can go for the gold and become an incredible YouTuber. And at the same time, they can build a business around what they're good at. And that's what this is all about, is learning what we're good at and how to create a profitable business. So I hope this helped you in your day today. It was a little bit different bringing my daughters in. I appreciate all of you for watching. As always, well, before I wrap up, real quick, join us on September 10th at 11 a.m. via Zoom. Just grab your tickets on Eventbrite for our community, our Take Action Community Mastermind, where we go over frameworks, do hot seat coaching, share a lot of insight and perspective coming from other business owners and entrepreneurs just like you. So join us. Just go to Eventbrite, grab your ticket. It's free, by the way, for the first session. So join us. It's a great community. September 10th is kicking off the new season. It's a Wednesday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time via Zoom. As always, everyone, come tell us.
Stay happy and stay healthy.
And we'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.